Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Mahogany Circle of Hope Show podcast. My name is Ameedah Hasan, and I am one of the co hosts of our podcast. My other podcast host is Gloria Bryant. Gloria, would you like to say hello?
Good morning, and thank you, Ashton, for being our guest today. And I hope
Yes,
everyone enjoys the show.
yes.
Thank
No,
you,
thank you. I'm
Gloria.
glad to be here.
Thank you, Ashton, for saying hello. Today we're going to be discussing cancer insurance. And that's a topic that I don't know that much about. And when we met Ashton, she presented some findings that I had never heard of. And I said, I think the audience would love to hear the information that she needs to share with us. So today we will discuss the availability and the function of cancer insurance in the United States. Cancer insurance is a form of supplemental health insurance. It is designed to help policyholders manage during financial burdens when they have major illness. So today we have Ashton Thompson, our guest agent for AFLAC. Welcome, Ashton.
Thank you, Miss Nita, and thank you, Gloria, for having me here.
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and get started with the interview. Gloria, you want to start us out this morning?
Yes, good morning again. Wow. What is the title and role in the insurance industry? I'm sorry, I thought I had cut this off. Sorry, you guys. Turn the phone off. Hopefully that fixes it. I'm sorry, I thought it was off. Okay, let's start again. What is
All
your
right.
title and the role in the insurance industry,
Yeah,
Ashton?
no, thank you. I'm a district sales coordinator with AFLAC, and I've been in the protection industry since 2013. My role is to educate and mentor families and businesses on how to protect their income and health through supplemental benefits and to make insurance simple, accessible, and stress-free.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you said you've been an agent for how long?
So I've been in protection since 2013. I moved to Washington in 2021 and became an agent in 2022 with AFLAC, but I was promoted to a district in 2023.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So you've been doing this a while then. You have.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have always had a heart for helping people, and I started off doing home and car insurance, but quickly realized that there was more meaningful and valuable conversations to be had about protecting your life and your legacy outside of just car and home. So I switched to life and health, and AFLAC found me when I moved here in 2021, and I've been an advocate for the duck ever since.
Yeah. And
Yes,
that's what
ma'am.
I associate Aflac with is the duck. That's
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
our logo on the commercials.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
They've been
yep.
around for a long time.
Well, actually, AFLAC's been around since 1955. Their first
Oh, really?
policy was issued in 1958 when one of their grandchildren got cancer. And that's how this whole thing started. They realized
Oh,
that there was a detriment, of course, with emotional and physical, but a financial need that comes when there's a cancer diagnosis, especially when it's a child. So that's how this whole thing blossomed. And in 2020, that's when the no, I'm sorry, in 2000 is when the duck became a part of Aflac's marketing, and it has just blown up what
Yep.
AFLAC is known to be today. Most people don't know what AFLAC does, but they know that duck.
They know the
Yeah.
duck. That's right. Absolutely. Can you explain specifically what is cancer insurance?
Yes, yes. So Aflac Cancer Protection Plan, it pays you cash directly when you're diagnosed or receiving treatment for cancer. In Washington State, our updates for the cancer policy include expanded screening benefits. So just for going to get screened, you're going to get a cash benefit yearly. Kids are covered, or dependent children and spouse are covered. You can cover them on your cancer policy as well. So anyone who gets this cancer screening, you can get that benefit for. But also stronger treatment payout. So if there is an internal cancer diagnosis and then treatment is involved, there's benefits that have been increased for those treatment benefits as well. So they've increased the amount that they're going to pay you, and they've also added additional treatment benefits like experimental and non-hormonal and all these other things besides chemotherapy and radiation that's now available to cancer patients.
Hmm. So, age specific, is
Yes.
there a requirement? Could you explain that? What's
Yeah.
the age guideline?
Well, I would say anyone who has a body benefits because cancer doesn't discriminate. So from age 18 to 70, anyone in that age range can apply.
So
And
what happens if they're older than 70?
yep.
Yes.
How does that work?
So if they have not gotten the policy before they turn 70, then they are no longer eligible for that product. But what we find is a lot of mothers or grandmothers who may not be eligible anymore, just having this information and now being able to share it with your grandchildren or your daughters or your sons who are still eligible, you're still able to protect your family in that way as well.
So my
Oh,
other question, and Amita, I want to jump before you, but do you have to be working
good
to
question.
for Affleck?
Great question.
That
So
is a great question.
Aflac has a policy that is fit for everyone's needs. So whether you are getting the coverage through your employer or whether you're just paying directly to Aflac outside of an employer, then you can still have that coverage. So you don't necessarily have to be working at an employer to have the coverage. You just have to be able to make that payment to Aflac directly.
Okay, so I'm thinking if you're working and then you retire, you can still keep it. But if what I'm saying is, like if I'm retired and I don't have Afflex when I retire, can you still apply for it and get it as a sole person? And you're saying as long as you can afford to pay the premium, and that premium is probably, is it very expensive or?
No, no, ma'am. Man, I wish I had a virtual duck that I could give to you. You are asking all the amazing questions. So, you can, as long as you get the policy before age 70, then you can keep it. And instead of it being paid through your paycheck, you can just pay Aflac directly through your bank account or credit card or debit card, whichever one you set up when you enroll in the product. And it is very inexpensive. I know for if you're getting it through your employer, it's a little bit less, you get a discounted rate, but even to get it outside of your employer, it's, I want to say maybe about $60 a month for you, and then just a few dollars more if you want to include your spouse. There's some additional coverage that you can add to it with riders and things to make that policy even more lucrative for you, which we could definitely, have that conversation at the time of need. But yeah, that it doesn't necessarily have to be offered to you just through your employer to have it. You can pay Aflac directly and have it individually.
And
So,
then my next,
oh, go ahead.
then I'm gonna just ask this one to me then, because it's on my mind. Do if you already have cancer, can you get the Aflax if you already have it?
Great question. So, for the cancer policy specifically, if you are offered AFLAC through your employer, which we deal with businesses that are all the way from as small as 3 employees and up to Boeing and Microsoft and Starbucks, those big, huge companies. So as long as there's a business that's here in the state that we're in, Washington, and that employer wants to offer it, then it I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
All right.
Ask me your question one more time.
If you already have cancer, can
Right.
you still apply for AFLAC's not working?
Right.
Now,
So if you're not getting it through your employer, then as long as you've been cancer free for 10 years and you can get a clean bill of health through your physician for the last year, then yes, you can still have the cancer policy.
That was a
mm,
good question. That was a good question, Gloria. Because if you've already had cancer, so you're saying there is a time window before you can apply. If you've been 10 years cancer free, you can still apply for the AFLAC. Now,
That is
back
correct.
to the question of you said 70. So if you're past the age of 70, you don't qualify for this cancer insurance
Correct.
whatsoever. Okay, I just wanted clarity on that. So that wouldn't benefit me. So I'm just trying to get clarity. It would only benefit like my daughters or my sons at this point, but it wouldn't benefit me. Is there an alternative to insurance if you are a cancer survivor and you're past the age of 70? Is there an alternative coverage?
Yes, ma'am. So this is just for AFLAC's cancer. This is just for AFLAC's cancer policy. There are other partnerships that I have with other producers who work with companies who primarily uh, protect seniors. So the
Hmm.
cancer product is geared for somebody over the age of 65. And yes, so there are alternatives that can still help in the event of a cancer diagnosis. And I want you to also understand that even though the cancer policy was AFLAC's flagship policy, there are other products that are available through AFLAC too, like an injury protection or paycheck protection, which is like short-term disability, critical illness, hospital. So critical illness protects you against heart attack, stroke, even end-stage renal failure, some of those critical events.
Yes,
And those are all cash paying products. So it's not just cancer that AFLAC helps in, but cancer is one of the policies that we are most proud of. So,
I got another question.
yes,
Clarity.
yes,
So with this option, critical illness, is that age specific or no?
it is. I believe that one is 75, if I'm not mistaken. But I would have to confirm that one. I know the
Okay.
cancer is 70, and I believe the accident is 70, but I'm almost certain the hospital and the critical are 75.
Okay. Okay. That's
now, is
good to
that
know.
one pricey or not?
No,
Good
all of these
question.
policies, all of these policies are very affordable. When I say affordable, I mean the injury policy is about 28, maybe $30 on an individual side. Again, if you have children or a spouse, they can be protected as well. The critical illness policy is based on your age, where all the other ones are locked in rate. So
Hmm.
an 18-year-old will probably pay $4 a pay or about $15 a month, whereas somebody who's older is going to pay a little bit more, but not to, it's not something that is not affordable.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Thank you for that clarity.
Of course.
Um, Gloria, you have any more questions about the cancer insurance specifically?
The deadline for the cancer policy is that December the 7th also?
So with AFLAC specifically, no. If we sat down later on today and you were like, I want to enroll in this cancer policy, that can be started as soon as December 1. And then you would just maintain that policy. If you had to make changes, you would be able to do so around December 1 the following year. Or actually, I'm sorry. No, no. When you're doing it outside of a employer, you can make changes at any time.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good to know. Well, I don't have any more questions about cancer insurance specifically. But I do want to know about what are the updates for Medicare
Yes,
that
yes.
that as a seniors that we should know.
Yes.
You know.
So to go back to Gloria's question, as far as the December 7th enrollment deadline, yes, December 7th is the final day for Medicare Advantage and Part D changes. And after that, like I was saying, most people are locked in to their plan for a year. Now, what are the new Medicare updates? Because of them expanding preventative care. So they added more telehealth services access, updated prescription drug cost caps, which
Mm.
just means more coverage, earlier detection,
Mm.
and less out-of-pocket spending for seniors.
Oh,
Um,
good.
yep.
Okay. So what is the difference between regular Medicare and Medicare Advantage?
Yeah. So think of Medicare like you're going to the mall and you're going to buy each item separately. Your hospital, your doctor, your medications, they all come from different stores. Whereas Medicare Advantage is like buying a bundle where one store gives you everything in one package. And sometimes there may be some extras like dental and vision. So basically, traditional Medicare is going to give you more freedom, but Medicare Advantage is going to give you more structure, a little bit extra perks, but you have to stay within that network.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
because that's what I have is Medicare Advantage, and
Hmm.
you have to stay right there.
Yep.
Uh, but I like the fact that everything is up under the umbrella. I'm
Yep.
not running over here and running over there and running over there. I can
Yeah.
get everything right there. Go upstairs, go downstairs, and get everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that to me that's a convenient, but everybody else have to make that choice.
Hmm.
Wow. Okay. Um, any more questions you have, Gloria?
So did you, I'm trying to clarify, did they add long-term, um, did they add the long-term care to the Medicare this time, the long-term?
That's a good question.
So I will have to get 100% clarification, but I'm almost certain that long-term care is offered if you are a W-2 employee, it comes out of your paycheck. There's a portion of it that you
Mm.
pay into, but I would
Okay.
have to confirm if that is something that you can include as a senior in your Medicaid or Medicare um, coverage. I have not seen that, so I'll have to confirm that.
So I'm
Yeah.
wondering then, in the Medicare Advantage, would it be included in there since that's all, everything's included in that little
That's a good question.
group?
I need to find that out.
That's a big question too, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen in life, but um, it's just good to know if you have that extra care there, for you to be in a long-term
Yeah.
facility. Or do it have to be a nursing home, or could it be a senior living home, or how does that work? And
Good
then
point. Good
the
point.
other thing with the insurance, do they offer um, your court chair caregivers also in that? Is that something that was added or
What was that
yeah,
last question?
caregivers? If you and if you with the Medicare, if you need a caregiver, is that something that's included in there? Or if that's
Mm,
something
mm,
is out of pocket to you?
But
okay.
I
Okay.
think there are some programs that do allow that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Do allow a caregiver to come in the home maybe twice a week or whatever, and Medicare will take care of
So
it. But I'm not
so
sure.
so I went ahead and just looked it up real quick. Chat GBT has been very helpful to me. And I just double checked, and it says long-term care is not normally included in the Medicare Advantage, and that's why it's so important to plan ahead. But also, when you have the long-term care, that's what's going to pay for that nursing to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
for clarity, so if you if you got long-term care insurance as a separate policy, that's what that covers. But that means you have to pay a premium for that long-term insurance. Oh,
So,
okay.
um, yeah, I'm almost certain the way that it works is you're paying into it before you need it. So once you need it, it's a different situation, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Because I always thought if you had regular Medicare, in dealing with my mom, I thought
Hmm.
you only get, if you're hospitalized for 21 days, they pay. And then
Right.
after that, you're out of pocket to pay for
Yeah.
the, if it's longer than the 21
Hmm.
days, you're going to get a bill. So that is something that we should be concerned about, that long-term care, because the average client, it might be longer than 21 days. Then what you going to do? You know, where you going to
So
get the
is
money to
there a
pay for that?
policy? Do you carry those do you sell those policies also?
That's a good
So
question.
we have something called short-term disability, but that can be up to, I believe, 18 months, depending on like how much what your income is. But long-term care is something that I will have to connect with my Medicare broker, and maybe
Hmm.
one day you guys can have him on, and he'll be able to answer even more details about the senior products and how
Hmm.
that Medicare and Medicare Advantage works with those products that he's able to introduce you guys to, because he would be able to speak more to that long-term care and how intricate it works and what coverages you can have to kind of offset
Right,
the
right,
expense of having to pay for those nurses to come into your home.
right, right.
Okay.
Is that the gentleman that came to our table at the Korean?
No, no, no.
Somebody else. Okay.
Mark, that's my regional coordinator.
Oh, okay.
Duke Palm is the broker that I'm speaking of, and he's with the Medico Exchange. So I'll get you his
Oh,
information
okay.
and you
Okay.
guys can exchange facts together.
Okay. So I got another question. I'm just throwing that out there. Do you deal with Sheba? And Sheba's kind of like the educational piece for Medicare, isn't it, for the state?
Mm. I am unsure. That's not a name that I'm too familiar with or have heard
Yeah, I think it's the
often.
state where you call them for consultation. They don't really,
Mm. Okay, so maybe
you
that's just
know,
a third or like a separate or independent entity
like a
that
resource
does that.
for
Okay,
seniors.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good to know. It's good to know.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot. That is a lot of information, but these are things that we do need to be talking about and
Absolutely.
thinking about for
Absolutely.
our future.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
a lot of people do get into financial burdens,
Oh man. Oh
and I
man.
saw where people had to sell their house and all that and stuff just to pay for the care, and
And still
You
so
didn't
you
have enough.
You took the thought out of my head. I've filed so many claims where people have called me and thanked me because they were able to make their house payment. They were able to
mhm,
continue to pay for their child's schooling. They were able to pay somebody to come and walk their dog for them while they are in, like just the little
mhm,
things that mean so much and help us keep things going. And being able to provide for your family is very
mhm,
important. So you don't
mhm.
want to work so hard and let one thing
Right,
down. And now all that you've planned for is no longer the plan. So
absolutely,
that
absolutely,
protection and just knowing the resources that are out there is so important. They're uncomfortable conversations, but it's more uncomfortable to have a conversation when you didn't do anything.
Exactly.
absolutely, absolutely. Well,
So
Ashton,
if
you,
you have,
oh, go
so
ahead.
just say for instance, someone comes and they meet the qualifications to have the insurance for cancer. Is there a cutoff on that? Is there like if they have cancer, they're dealing with it for a couple of years, or they it extends longer than that? Is there a cutoff for AFLAX, or is it how does that work?
Great question. Man, I can't wait to meet you in person, Gloria. I have a duck for you. So the um there is no, so it's a lifetime relationship. You have
Okay.
cancer, you get a diagnosis. On our new cancer product, there's even an annual care screening or annual care benefit that's going to give you cash benefits to maintain that care every year. So, and as long as you're going through treatment, they're going to pay you every month for that treatment or those services that you go through. So it's not just a one-time thing. The other thing is, say you had cancer a few years ago and then 20 years passes or even 5 years passes and now it's a different cancer. That's two separate claims. It's not just one cancer or the other. Um, and I think I saw a message that said what cancers
Yeah,
are covered.
Mary
It's
had a question. Does it cover all cancers?
internal
Okay.
or external. So even skin cancer has a small cancer, a small cash benefit as well.
Mm,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
good.
That's good to know. That's quite a bit of information, but it gave some clarity. And Gloria, you had great questions, boy. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Because those are in time, those are things that you worry about that can really affect your life. So that's awesome. You have any other questions, Gloria?
No,
Mary, you have any other questions?
I don't think she
Yeah,
could.
I'm sorry, but I was wondering if they paid the client in a lump sum if they're diagnosed.
Boy,
So,
that's a good question.
excuse me. So I'll just give you an example. So our high level, our plan three option, it pays a $7,500 benefit if there's a cancer diagnosis. That level will pay you $100 just for getting screened. Then there's benefits paid per month for depending on the type of treatment that you need. There's also a benefit that I like to include to help build that initial diagnosis benefit, that 7,500. So say you have the level three plan, but you've included the building benefit at $500. So each year on the anniversary date, an additional $500 is added to that 7,500, and then maybe
Wow.
10 years passes before you have to use it. 20 years passes. So now you've had this $500 that's built up for all that time on top of the 75 that's paid just because you submitted a pathology report that says you have cancer. Before any other benefits are paid, you get that lump sum.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's good to know. So for
Thank you.
clarity, I'm trying to process this. Once initiated and time goes by and you're not 70 no more, but that policy is still intact. It still can be used.
I am filing a claim for a policyholder's grandfather's wife who got the cancer policy. She's had it for 40 years. She's 86 years old and now she's using her coverage.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. Okay.
Mhm.
Yep, that's good to know. You okay, Ashton? You all
I can drink
Yeah,
some
I'm
water.
like a little tickle in my throat.
right?
Sorry.
Okay. Well, ladies, do you all have any other questions for Ashton?
Maybe
No,
one more, Ashton. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no
Maybe one
worries. I love
more. Now, suppose you go through your treatment and you got and you receive payment for all your treatments and things, and now you're in remission. Will they continue to pay for you to get screening?
every year that you get a screening, you're going to get a benefit.
Oh,
Oh, that's
okay.
awesome. Yep, that's awesome. Ashton, in 2026, we might need to have you come in person in our support meetings.
I'd
Um,
love to. I'd love
and
to.
then that way, if the audience, we'll have another type of audience versus just me and Gloria and Mary.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and then you'll have a variety of different people. But
Mm-hmm.
they need to be aware how this works because I didn't know anything about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So we appreciate the information you have shared with us today.
Oh, absolutely.
Gloria, any more questions?
no, I don't. Not at this time. When she comes and be with us in person, I'll have a whole list.
Yeah,
We'll write them down. Write them
yeah,
down.
yeah.
I want to answer
So
them
yeah,
all.
when we get ready for 2026, in March we start having our in-person meetings, and I think we need to have you come and share the information because this is a lot. Mary, you have anything else?
No, I don't think so. That's a lot of information. Thank
It
you very
is.
much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, on that note, then, we're gonna close out. But Ashton, thank you so very much for with your
Yeah,
knowledge.
thank
This is
you.
information
Thank
that
you.
we all could use and our children could use.
You
So
know,
you
one
can have this in place for the protection that you'll need. I know they don't think about, oh, I'm not getting old. I'm 40. They ain't thinking about all
yeah,
that, but
right, right.
cancer can hit anybody,
It absolutely can.
regardless
It absolutely
age,
can.
race, it can
And
hit anybody.
and right
And
now we're at 1 in 2 men and 1 in 2 women will get some form of cancer in
mhm,
their life. And
mhm.
I've noticed that my child does what I do. She doesn't care about what I say. So when I plant the seed of doing good deeds, then she comes behind me and does them without thinking about it.
Yeah,
That's
So
awesome.
and that's
That's
how you
that's
have
a
to
good.
bring them up. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is.
That's a great affirmation. It really is. Very positive. So,
yes, ma'am.
well, on that note, we're going to close out the show. But we thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming
Ashton.
and answering our
Yeah.
questions. And we will be getting in contact with you again. This
Yes,
is
yes,
information, this is part of our resource education that Mahogany tries to do. We
good.
try to educate people on the resources that are out there to help them travel through this journey for
Yeah,
health and wellness. So,
yeah.
on that note, we thank you, Ashton Thompson, agent for AFLAC Insurance. And Gloria, did you want to say any last words before we close out?
No, I just want to thank Ashton again. And if you could leave us your information,
There you go.
put it in the chat so the other people that might want to get in contact with you can. That would be great. But
Yes, I'll
thank
do that
you.
right
A
now.
lot
And
of
yes,
lot of information.
yes,
Absolutely.
no, I'm really glad you guys found the value in having this conversation today and just hearing this information. I
Absolutely.
sleep better at night knowing that I've told somebody that this product is out here to help
Mhm.
you guys.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's really good
Absolutely.
to know.
Yeah. Mary, you want to chime in at all or?
Thank you very much for the information. And cancer comes up when you least expect it.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody needs to have this information that you're sharing. So thank you very much.
All right.
Yes,
Absolutely. So we're going to close out. Oh, and we do have Ashton Thompson's information for anybody who needs it. But we will be contacting her for 2026 so we can share this information again. So, on that note, remember the Mahogany Show is on Spotify, Straight Talk Health and Wellness, but also on Radio Tacoma 101.9. And our previous episodes can be heard also. So, just check us out and look at our interviews and absorb the information that we have to share with you all. So, on that note, this is Ameedah Hasan and
Gloria Bryant.
Gloria Bryant saying good afternoon to all and thank you for coming and listening to the Mahogany Show, Tacoma. Have a great day, everyone.